And then how did you get into the coaching and the workshop fields?
Well, I got into it, again, I fell into it. Again, I never dreamed about going into this work, and it's been the most fulfilling, the most rewarding, and I got into it because I wanted to help selfishly, or self-fully, my friend and I were just talking about, that I wanted to take care of myself. And in the healing of myself and in my past, I generously wanted to give back because I just got so many gifts in the work of Louise's work that I really thought it's my duty to take, and actually this is what I learned at Burt Reynolds, and Burt Reynolds said, he goes, I said, how do I give back, how do I repay you for all the things that I learned here? He said, just give it back. And that's been my philosophy in life, is that just give it back.
And you're known for using the F word.
Well, I call it, we know some people that don't seem to do it enough. We know some people that don't seem to do it at all. And then we know some people that don't do it but really need to do it, the F word, feelings. And that we live in a society where most of us were not given permission to have a relationship with our feelings. I mean, I don't know about you, but when growing up in my family, if I was crying, it was like I was threatened with, you want something to cry about? I'll give you something to cry about. And that not to validate things that might make you sad or upset you, that you kind of were taught to shut it down. And that's what I've found in my own work, is that when you shut down all those feelings, we are definitely setting ourselves up for failure, for dysfunction in our bodies because of those repressed feelings, that it's got to come out somewhere.
I understand that you want to offer a special to the Dare to Dream radio show listeners. Can you tell us what that package is?
Absolutely. I'm so passionate because I'm a work in progress myself. I constantly would say that I am not in the ED. I am not recovered. I'm constantly seeking and trying to improve and enhance my life and crack the codes. And I really, because I think that your listeners are people that really want to make change in their life, that the package that I'm offering is my coaching package. I'm going to take $100 off. So it's normally $400 for a month. It's $300. And what that includes is 4 personal one-on-one, whether it's in person or on the phone, 1-hour coaching sessions, unlimited email. We set affirmations for you. We create and customize something that works in tandem with what you're wanting to change in your life.
So a full month of coaching from you, and that's only $300. My goodness, people could just skip their morning coffee and probably do that. That's a great deal.
Thank you.
They say that on the Champs-Élysées in Paris, the brioches are so delicate and the pain au chocolat so delicious, you'd almost think you were at Pike Place Market in Seattle, where you'll find Le Panier, one of the finest French bakeries around. But if you want a taste of Le Panier's world-class top fruit, bring a discerning palate and your Visa card. Because at Le Panier, they take baking to an art, but they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. It sits there looking like a candy bar in a nice orange.
See, I picked all these really cool commercials for you. Visa, Hershey's,
Love the
Radio Shack, the French. And one more after this, then music, and I'll reintroduce you, okay? And then just try to keep your fairly succinct so we can get into your work, okay? Make you shine. Doing great.
I'm talking with Jodi Cooley, professional keynote motivational speaker, coach, and mentor. She's the facilitator of Louise Hay's work and inventor of the Feel It Through method. Jodi's work is to reignite an awareness in people so that they can empower themselves through using their internal navigation system called feelings. You can visit Jodi's website at www.jodimichelecooley.com. That's spelled JODIMICHELECOOLEY.com. or call 818-762-4835. Jodi, can you tell me here at the start, how can a person empower their disabled self?
Well, I think it starts with just the awareness that what you're doing is not working anymore. It's kind of like that, I call it the Popeye syndrome. I've had all I can stands, I can't stands no more. And really just kind of getting in touch, you know, like that awakening going, you know what, something's got to change. And that's what actually happened with me, is that I'd had, all of a sudden one day I woke up, and not even woke up, I went to an audition. And I went to this audition and I allowed my power to be taken again. And no one did this to me but me. And so that's learning to empower yourself and realizing that it starts with you.
So what is your suggestion for somebody to reparent themselves?
I will start with the Feel It Through method in helping is first of all getting a relationship with yourself. You know, honoring yourself and recognizing that the voices in your head may not necessarily be the voices in your head. And I talked to a friend of mine who's a singing teacher, and I said, what's the deal with tapes? Like cassette tapes. If you were to have a tape that had something written on the tape already, or sung, or music on a tape, if you were to re-record it, what are the what are the odds that the original would still be there? And she said, funny enough, on old tapes, it's still there.
It bleeds through.
It bleeds through. So as much as we try to reparent ourselves and finding out the things that we didn't get in childhood don't necessarily support the things we want as adults now, and we retape over it, you know, reminding ourselves that, you know what, I am good stuff. What I want and what I need, feel that I need, are of value. But those little, when we're tired and we're overworked, all of a sudden those old tapes come in and they go, oh, what were you thinking? You know what, just stick to what you're doing right now. It's safe, you know, you're not really that good, and that's where it starts with, is the reparenting yourself, is redoing the tapes in your head.
So to take whatever was given to you because of the experience you grew up in and what you heard and saw, and find a way literally to dismember it.
Absolutely.
Take it apart so you can recreate, discreate, and then recreate what you prefer.
Absolutely, and it's constantly a work in progress. And my best metaphor is when you go to the gym and you start working out and you get these new muscles, and of course it's never comfortable when you get these new muscles when you go to the gym. But if you stop going to the gym, the muscles start to atrophy and you don't get the tone anymore, and you don't, you know, get the oohs and ahs from people. But it's a constant work in process. And like anybody who exercises, there comes a time where you go, you know what, I think I'm going to take a break from it. But it's always, there's something that always brings you back to it, going, you know what, that's something I need to do for myself.
How do we decipher messages that are in our bodies and in our emotions?
Well, actually, where the Feel It Through method comes in, and how I created this is first and foremost is that getting that relationship with yourself, and just stop where you're at right now and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And the funny thing is, a lot of people don't know. We're all living on autopilot, you know, constantly moving. We don't have time for the pain, as Carly Simon said, you know. I got to keep moving through. But really going, what am I feeling right now? And actually, that was something that came up for me today. You know, what am I feeling right now? I'm feeling kind of cranky today. That's the first step. Where am I feeling it in my body? I'm feeling it in my head. I'm feeling really cranky, and it's lodged right in my temple area. And then I said to myself, well, what am I going to do about it? And, well, first of all, I took it even a step before that, is like, I realized why I was cranky. I was cranky because I didn't sleep well last night, that my daughter came into bed with me last night who wasn't feeling well, and I didn't get my normal full 8 hours worth of sleep. So, in acknowledging that, and giving yourself permission, going, you know what, I'm going to be cranky right now, and I'm not going to take it out on anybody else. That's the key thing, is that if I'm going to acknowledge I'm cranky right now, and I'm going to remove myself from situations where I have to engage with other people until I feel like I've honored myself in whether taking a nap or, you know, having a cup of coffee, whatever it is, to make me feel whole again, but also not crediting what's going on with me right now.
That reminds me, there's a beautiful passage in the big book